Hello and welcome to New Old Glass, a short little show where I take a look at some of the new old glass I've picked up. Or as I like to call it, my badly planned retirement plan. Today we're looking at the Soligor 135mm f2.8 in the M42 mount. The Soligor 135 was actually one of the lenses that originally ignited the spark, but turned into a full-blown vintage gear wildfire. Unfortunately, I didn't know too much about optics when I first got it. The front element wasn't secured properly, and as you might know from my other videos, I don't have the best track record with repairs. This lens is a prime example of it. It's currently tucked away while I use this working copy for this review. Now for a bit of history. Soligor didn't actually build their own lenses, they were a distributor that contracted Japanese factories. I actually have two versions of this lens. My original one, the one that's currently broken in pieces, has a completely different body style. Looking at the serial numbers, I found out why. That one was made by Sun Optical, while this working copy was made by Tokina. It's one of those quirks of the Soligor brand. You never know which Japanese factory's character you're going to get. The lens features 12 aperture blades, 4 elements in 4 groups. It has a 55mm thread and weighs in at 410 grams. The build quality is pretty solid. The entire body is metal, including the focus ring. The focus ring is still nice and smooth, which is a massive plus for me considering this glass is probably 60 years old. Then we have the aperture ring, which is a bit of an oddity. The aperture ring looks like it runs both ways. So going from the left, it runs from f2.8 to f22. And it goes the same way the other way, from f2.8 to f22. I have never seen an aperture ring like this, which is a real oddity for me. Now for the actual performance of the lens. What does the photos and bokeh look like? The lens produces some nice rendering, though it isn't quite as wild as some of the other lenses I've reviewed. It feels a bit more subdued in compared to the extreme bubble bokeh lenses out there. There are some bubbles, but they tend to stay tucked away in the background. Looking through the test photos, I didn't experience much flaring except for one specific shot. In this one, a flare almost looks like a massive bubble. I actually really like the look. As is usually the case of vintage glass, you'll see those defined bubbles most when the background is very busy. The color rendering looks great. The reds are punchy and saturated, and the yellows come across very well too. As you'd expect, once you stop the lens down, the images sharpen up significantly. On the camera, the lens feels good, even if it's a bit hefty. On a modern mirrorless body, it might feel a little bit bulky compared to a DSLR, but it balances well enough. So in the end, was it worth picking up another Soligor 135mm f2.8? The honest answer is, maybe. I have a lot of 135mm lenses in my collection, and because it's a focal length I truly enjoy. But even though this model inspired my love for vintage glass, I'm not sure how often I'll reach for it. It will always have a special spot in my heart for starting this journey, but optically, it feels very middle of the road. It's not bad, but it's not great either. So, who would I recommend this to? If you're looking for a fast, affordable 135mm lens with that all-metal vintage feel, go for it. There are much worse ways to spend your money than on a Tokina built classic like this. So what about you? Do you have a spark lens that started your collection? Let me know in the comments, which lens got you hooked on vintage glass? And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.